Hi, 6th grade. I just wanted to make a quick video to remind you about the instructions and for our spreadsheet and how to do use the formulas that we talked about in class. So you found a recipe for something that you want to make for your food truck, and we are trying to determine how much the ingredients are going to cost and how much it's going to cost to make this recipe. And so we're going to use a spreadsheet to do that. We're going to use a spreadsheet to do some math. All right, so in class we made 3 columns. One was the amount that was in the recipe. Column 2 were the ingredients that were in the recipe. And then we looked at a website, we looked at walmart.com, and we tried to determine the cost of the ingredients. How much would it cost to buy these ingredients to make it? So I know that a lot of you got this done during class, or you were really super close to done. So this is mine for my tacos. These are the things that I need, and this is the cost. Now I put some notes in this column over here, so I would know, like, I only needed 8 tortillas, but I bought a 20 pack. I only needed 1 cup of the queso blanco, but I got a pack that had 2 cups in. This is how much it costs for 1 pound. For these spices, I bought full-size bottles, but I only need a little bit, and that's going to be important for a little bit later. If you want to make a couple notes in column D, you can, but it's not going to be graded, okay? All right, so now we have all of our costs. Let's add it up. Let's see how much it's going to cost me to make these tacos. Now, you could pull out your phone, or you could pull out a calculator and add it up, but there's an advantage to using formulas in a spreadsheet, because when you use formulas in a spreadsheet, you could change some of these numbers if you decided to change your mind, and your total would automatically total. You don't have to do the math over and over and over again. The spreadsheet does it for you. So we're going to use a formula. We're going to use a function called the sum function. Now, it's important that you click in the cell where you want the answer to go. You want the answer to the math problem to go in this cell. So I've highlighted my cell red. Yours doesn't have to be red, but I just highlighted mine red. I want my answer to go there. Okay? And then I'm going to use the function tool. Sometimes the function tool is a little bit hard to find. It's usually on the toolbar and all the way to the right. If you don't see it all the way to the right, look for this little more, the 3 dots, and then you have more tools, including the function tool. So you click the function tool, and we're going to choose sum. Sum means we're adding up a whole bunch of numbers. We're going to add up all of the numbers that are in column C. So I'm going to put this in, and you can see it starts creating a math problem. It creates it here, and it creates it here. It's the same, it's going to be the same thing in both spots. So whatever goes in this box is going to equal the sum of what's in the cells that you put between those parentheses. If you have a little pop-up window that pops up and says, hey, this is how you do it, you can read it or you can ignore it. There's a little X in the corner. Okay, so I've got to tell the computer what cells to add up. I don't want to tell them cells in column A. I don't want them to add those numbers. I want them to add the numbers in column C. So you have 2 options. You can either type in the cell addresses or you can click. Let me show you both. I'm going to start with the typing one, okay? So the first one is column C2. That's my first one, and I accidentally clicked on it. All right, so when I clicked on it, C2 pops in the formula. Okay, so I'll just stick with the clicking one because I accidentally clicked. So you click the first cell, then the last cell that we want to do is this one, C16. So I'm going to take my finger, I'm going to hold down the shift key on my keyboard, and I'm going to click cell C16. And do you see how it put in the colon and then put in cell 16 when C16 when I clicked it? Okay, that's my completed formula, so I'm going to press enter on my keyboard, and ta-da! $29.17 is what it's going to cost to make 8 tacos. All right, so let's say that onions all of a sudden got really expensive, and instead of costing me $1, they cost me $7. When I press enter, it automatically updates that total. All right, but it's not $7. Just kidding, I made a mistake. It's $1, and then it goes back. So that's why it's important to use a formula. Now let me show you the other way if you wanted to type it in, okay? I'm going to just come up here and I'm going to delete the formula, and now it's gone, okay? So here we go. If I want it to have the formula, again, I'm going to go up to the function tool. It might be under the more menu. Function sum. And I'm going to type in, what was the first cell? C2 right here. So I can type in on my keyboard C2, and you don't even have to capitalize it. You can, but you don't have to. Now, to say that you need a range of cells, a group of cells, you're going to use colon. The colon key is right next to the L, and you're going to have to use the shift button. So hold down the shift button, type colon, it's the two dots right on top of each other, and then we have to tell it the last one, C16, and I'm going to type in C16, and do you see how the computer highlighted that range for me? Okay, so the computer knows what I'm talking about. So I'm going to press enter, and then boom, again, we have 2917. Okay, so why are we doing this? I really want this to be all done at home so you know the total it costs to make your thing. When you have that total cost, you kind of know how much it's going to cost. Like for me to make 8 tacos, it's going to cost me $29.17. If I have nothing in my food truck and I have to go buy everything from fresh, it's going to cost me $29.17. And I'm only going to get to make 8 tacos. So just quick math. Now we could do a formula, but I'm just going to do some quick math. $29.17 divided by 8 tacos, it's going to cost $3.64 per taco. Okay, so that tells me as a business owner, I need to set my price at more than $3. I've got to set it at more than $3.64. I really need to set it like $4 or $5. If I set it at $4, I'm only making like a 25-cent profit, or a little bit more than that. If I set it at $5, I'm going to be making $1.30 something in profit. Okay, and I want to make money in my business. So that tells me that's what we're going to be thinking about when we come to class on Tuesday. Now, you might be in a place where you have all this stuff and you have your amount and you divide it out. Like, let's say that I only wanted to charge, I want to have a $2 taco truck. That would be great. A $2 taco truck, that would be fantastic, right? But if I charge $2, I'm going to lose money in my business. Okay, so that's not so great. Now, if you think about it, I have enough tortillas where I could make more than 8. I would not have to buy tortillas again if I made more than 8. I wouldn't have to buy more cheese again if I made another 8 tacos. I would have enough cheese for 8 tacos. But I would have to buy my beef. I would not have to buy my spices. Probably wouldn't have to buy my tomatoes. I could probably get away with the onion I had. Like, I could make 16 tacos, and really the only thing I would have to buy is the meat. Okay? So that's sometimes how businesses make money. They buy the things, they buy the ingredients in bulk because they can get them for a better price, and then they can pass the savings along to you, the consumer. All right. So again, those are the things that we're going to talk about in class next week. We're going to try to figure out how much money we're going to make on our food truck. But for today, I need you to make sure that before you come to class on Tuesday, you have this column all filled out, and I need to make sure that you used a formula to figure out how much it's going to cost to make your item.